Let's have a discussion about online harassment, so internet harassment. There's two main things to think about when you consider internet harassment. So you've got your internet troll and your cyberbully. Your internet troll and your cyberbully can be pure types, or they can have a combination of things they like to do in their hobby of internet harassment. Now, you could try to understand these internet trolls and cyberbullies by attributing personality factors to them, using the 5-factor model. And for your internet troll, you would have low agreeableness, you'd have high extroversion and high openness to experience. And with your cyberbully, you'd have low agreeableness, you'd have high neuroticism. So this is low emotional stability, and they both would have low morals, low esteem, and low conscientiousness. Okay, so what are they trying to do? I mean, they are very antagonistic. Through fake accounts, fake identity, copious fake accounts, they want to be. So they're deceptive, they're disruptive, they are disturbing, they are menaces. Okay. In cyberbullying, it's sort of that extension of that, say, that schoolyard bullying, or that, that kind of real world thing where it's someone that they know, and it's these repeated aggressive intentional acts that occur over a period of time. And trolling, it's a different subculture again. Generally, their victims are unknown to them. The goal is the supply, the buzz, the lols, and that's really the purpose. The purpose is that supply, that gain of that little reaction. And this is where the high openness to expression, to experiences, and the high extroversion really comes in, because trolls are a little bit impervious to backchat to them. So if they're called a name or teased a little bit, they're not going to be triggered like say a pure type cyberbully is going to be by that sort of behavior, and but both of these things are cyber aggression, and the anonymous nature really ties in, right? Okay, so occasionally, yes, you'll get people that troll by way of creating actual identities online, like, hey, I'm Nicole Kissinger's cousin, and that sort of thing, right? But that's still anonymous in a sense. They're generally not someone just talking up and saying, hey, well, I'm going to give my opinion on this instance, this situation, this person. It's that bombardment, that absolute, the way it is just laid on thick. It is so repeated, it's so constant, the cutting and pasting of comments, and the complete just these words, you're just never going to get anywhere, right? And they are causing they want it, they're causing tension in people's lives, and this is what they want. An interesting thing about, cyberbullying is not only do the victims experience depression and suicidal ideation. I mean, we can all think actually of people that have committed suicide, taken it beyond the ideation. And some of these people are children who have been bullied, either in the playground or online, or a bit of both. Children. People who've had pranks played on them. For example, when Prince William and Kate had their first child, an Australian radio program called The Hospital and pretended to be the Queen, put on this ridiculous accent, asked to be put through to her, to Catherine in the maternity ward there, and actually got put through. So this person was so ashamed that they were taken in, they committed suicide. Now that was kind of an act of trolling, I guess, rather than cyberbullying, wasn't it? So trolling is connected to sadism. Sadism is one of the biggest predictors. It's something that people look at. It's a factor for predicting trolling behaviours. Sadism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. So you could nearly see how the dark triad could come in there, couldn't you, with Machiavellianism, psychopathy. If you just threw in a little bit of narcissism, you'd have the dark triad. You'd have Laurie Cox. She kind of bullied and trolled people in her life, didn't she? So who might these people be? Well, if we looked at Daniel Donovan, do you think that Daniel Donovan's behaviours are like a real person that, like a person that cares genuinely about Suzanne Morphew in particular, and is someone just fighting for justice for her? Is this normal behaviour to you? I mean, on a channel's comment section today, this person is telling absolute porkies that they just pull out of their ass about me, Humanimal, having constant contact with somebody called AK, who used to have connections with tube crime. I'm linking a video that I recorded and sent as a private recording to Tube Crime's email 6 months ago. It was for AK when, he'd come to my channel, and occasionally he does. Look, these things that people say is completely ridiculous, but I'm clearing this up because you need to learn not to just believe things. What insight into my life or connections would Daniel Donovan have, actually? He doesn't know me from the bar of soap that he is consistently dropping, and he will be dropping if he ever ends up in Priz. So, no, look, I'm not in constant contact with AK. AK and I actually do not like each other. This is a fact. I'm very direct, and I find him very, more two-faced, let's just say, and that's all I'll say. I'm sorry that, look, I don't even know Gonzo. Yes, Daniel Donovan, Gonzo did come onto my channel, into my comment section at one point and say, hey, WhatsApp me. I mean, I don't have WhatsApp. I don't Facebook. I don't do anything. I don't tweet. I don't Insta. I do YouTube, and then I speak with my friends, or I email, and I meet with people in person, people that I know. I don't have WhatsApp. Yes, I'm aware that WhatsApp is part of the investigation into the missing person case of Suzanne Morphew. I'm very well aware of that. I don't even think I replied to Gonzo. I get a lot of requests. Can you imagine? I get a lot of requests for people wanting me to contact them, or they want to contact me, okay? I haven't contacted Gonzo. I barely have anything to do with him. I like motorcycle culture. If he posts something about that, I might make a comment. I'm sorry that he is getting AK's wagon hitched to his horse. He's got his, if they get on and if they find each other reliable and trustworthy and stable, then that's their business, but it's nothing to do with me. And the harassment, Daniel Donovan, the harassment is this sadistic? Is this a sadistic act for you? I nearly can't believe that you're either someone who actually has a strange fascination with Suzanne to the point where you feel like, well, do you wish that you took her away into a cabin and had her at your recreational leisure there? I mean, you're nearly that sick. But what statistics show, now you see, with these traits, you're a bit of both. You're probably a bother. And this points very strongly to you being a under 36-year-old white Caucasian female. Okay? I don't know why you go to the lengths you do, but I can tell you why you're tolerated on some channels. And the channel that I just mentioned, the one where you commented copiously, again, doing the cut and paste, you're boring, you're long-winded, you're annoying. It must be quite disturbing for other people who are genuine viewers, who want to support. I'm not going to get into what I think about that creator. That's people's personal choice, and it will be when they want to, buy their merchandise mug that might say, hit, humiliate, repeat on them. I don't know. But what you are, Daniel Donovan, to people that are trying to get monetized and everything, did it occur to you that what you are is an analytic statistic? You're just analytics. Okay, you bring recognition just through statistics, so that more recommendations are made and things like that. That's what you are. So it's under the umbrella, the guise of tolerance. Oh, well, as long as it's, I can find it quite fruitful. It makes me think, as long as you're kind to each other. Well, basically you're not, and you are extremely troll-like, aggressive, repulsive in your interactions with S. Brooke, for example. And yes, another copious poster, yes. And a personal message to S. Brooke. I don't know why you don't just pull it back a bit, hun, but anyway, that's your choice too, okay? But Daniel Donovan, you do name call, you're quite rude, you're passive aggressive, you insist on calling her name and etc., right? How is this about Suzanne? This is about you, and you are acting like a cyberbully, and you're acting like a troll, and one can only imagine that you're getting supply from it. And is this just this basic troll supply of the reactions that you get and that constant return of volleys, and again, another reason why your poor behavior has been allowed. Now, on my channel, I'm the only person that is allowed to lash. Okay, I don't stand it. allow it for other people to abuse other people in my channel. Okay, I can be brusque and I can, but I don't allow it for other people, and I won't allow it to go on for many reasons, and I'm not going to let it go on so that analytics go up, so that there's that comment section with hundreds of back and forth volleying of just disgusting behavior. Really, you drive people to just frustration and madness. You're so annoying, and you're purposefully so. This is a skill that you've learned, and we know narcissism springs from really a lack of someone really seeing you, your primary caregiver not really seeing you. It is from neglect, from emotional neglect. Now, if this is narcissism being expressed in you, where you just, I don't know if it is, but you're certainly looking like a sadist. You're not looking like someone that gives an absolute toss at all about Suzanne Morphew. It really is bizarre, and the way that you are tolerated is incomprehensible. I can only put it down to analytics, and you have promised, should we say threatened or promised, you have promised to make your own YouTube channel and put your videos out because, mine are so poor and they do so badly. Again, I'm not out there promoting my channel. I don't have a Facebook group page for discussions. I don't promote myself on Insta. Look at the promotion that people are doing. They are just tweeting and FBing and, making a real palaver. Like my video, sub. Well, fair enough, that's okay, right? But have you ever seen me do it? I made one little joke about it and got told, oh, there you go, you sick woman, making murders about subs, when I thanked Harvey Carroll for sending over some of his subscribers to my channel. And it's not what I'm about, but maybe maybe you should be coming out of your little cloak of anonymity, your little safety bubble, the dark recesses of whatever little hovel you're living in. Well, actually, look, while statistics say you're probably single, you could be married, and maybe, you live a surfacely lovely little life, but does your other half know what you're up to? And surely people do recognise how often you have to change accounts, your little dot changing colour and things like that. I mean, I can't believe I've only got 5 versions of you blocked on my channel. Yeah. With regards to tube crime, Brandon, I loved his channel when I first discovered it, and before he was talking about Suzanne Morphew and making those cartoons. He used to make some really excellent social commentary videos, and I was there for it. I referenced him particularly in, say, my Fort Hood video, because he gave you a way of looking at things, and it felt interesting, a little bit subversive, but righteous, right? And then he got onto the Morphew case, and at first Brandon and I were after this, right? See, this is, I don't interact with anyone anymore after this. It was such an, the experience wasn't positive in the end, although, we interacted a lot. We wrote back and forth about the case. But just like I did with profiling evil, there came a time when I had to write to Brandon and said, look, I'm just writing to let you know, withdrawing all communication with you. I can't do that because of how I feel about the videos you're making at the moment. And, we've got all, obviously Barry with potato on his head, but, all the things that went on, the bullying that went on with Morgan Gentile, that sort of discussion, her children being Barry's, etc. All of those discussions that you all had and you took probably off Tube Crimes channel and out into the world, into Reddit, Facebook, whatever fucking forum you're on, and that's out there forever. But now Morgan's your friend, isn't she? She's your heroine, because now you can quote her, or quote her misquote. Well, quote the quote that Andy put into her mouth, 4 a.m. and hurtling down the highway. So was he either outside her apartment at 4 a.m.? Was he hurtling down the highway at 4 a.m.? She didn't look out the window. So, but so now you like to quote her and she's on your side. You think she doesn't know everything that you were saying to her, those hypnotic, ritualistic situations you put yourself in when you were watching Tube Crimes videos. So she was, the mistress that followed from Indiana. She's the reason why Suzanne's gone missing. Every bloody scenario that you keep bringing up. And it's truly bizarre, that you just sweep this under the rug, Mr. Mike King was on that great true crime TV channel. I can't remember the woman's name off the top of my head now, but she's got that great voice and she's a professional. She was a professional when she interviewed him. But, Mike King could say Jeffrey Puckett's name and then he just said the worker that. He didn't say Morgan Gentile's name. And, profiling evil were on board with this shite. The pursuit of Morgan Gentile and what her role was and whose children are these and is she the young holy moly, right? Anywho, I can't believe I have to just keep saying this. It is ridiculous. I'm an independent. I'm just an independent. I want to, it's not that I support other channels and, what they're doing, and I don't always agree with everything they say, but I'm supportive, and, especially of these individual women creators, that are just trying to have their own voice, their own style. The harassment and bullying that they go through, is unbelievable. People think they own any narrative whatsoever. We've got Emma from Crime Stories Obsessed being, it goes beyond, Benny, the Keys, or whatever his fuckwit name is, it goes beyond him coming up, yes, you could say I'm hypocritical, but I will come straight on and I'll say, this is about such and such, it's in the title. This is just about a particular thing that I've seen them do or say, and I want to address that. Here's what I think about it. Trolling is something else, and it's kind of a little bit about what Benny's done to Emma, because he's just making these short snippet videos constantly that he uploaded, one after the other, all ending in fuck you mean or something, this expression that he came up with, and now that he's just got, Tourette's with, so, what do you think? What do you think about cyberbullying, internet trolls, the combination type? What do you think Daniel Donovan is? Can you see that there is any way possible that they are a genuine person? So Daniel Donovan's threatened to make their own YouTube channel. Let's see it, Daniel. We're all waiting, because what you're actually doing is you're ruining the internet. You're ruining true crime for a lot of people. You've tried to bring me down quite a bit. You don't really have anything useful to say about anything I say. I mean, so many people just, I mean, it's bizarre what people think must be going on in my head, or what I really think. You know, you've got Martin Smallwood saying, I love it when, you know, Humanimal comes at me for something because it must mean I'm on the right track. I mean, what the actual? What are you talking about, you fucking dolt? You're a dullard too, right? And what's hilarious is Mr. 321 using your timeline, because you couldn't see, this is the thing, you can't point things out to people. They don't want to know. If you say, well, look here, what about this and this is actually right, you don't want to know. So is it about the truth to you, or is it about reaching your goal? I mean, shouldn't you want to reach that goal in the right way? How do you know I don't have the same goal? People don't seem to realize a lot of the history that I have with this case. So this case being missing woman Suzanne Morphew. On 321, which is how I came across the comments that Daniel Donovan was making, which are actually lies and just things that make, she's fantasizing. She's just fantasizing about me and things that I might be doing or thinking or knowing or whatever, right? When I'm just an independent person here giving my opinion on the YouTube whenever I damn well like. He mentioned, the creator of this channel and show mentioned Mallory in Mexico wearing a Suzanne necklace, is, you know, to remind her of her mother, or to feel closer to her mother Suzanne, right? Do you think it's a necklace, or wouldn't it be more likely that, you know, because people tend to wear their own names, if she bought a necklace to remind her of her mother, it would probably say mom or mother. I would say that's Suzanne's actual necklace. Did Mallory ask if she could have something of her mother's? Did she ask Barry if she could have it? Did she just take it? Did Barry offer it to her? Does Mallory have something of Suzanne's that she's wearing? I mean, yeah. The trolling has to stop, and, you know, people need to realize what Daniel Donovan actually is and who they're actually interacting with. You know, think about the copious amounts of shit that are, you know, are pasted, posted all over everywhere. Think about what these conversations do for people's analytics, people that are hungry to get to their monetization. And no, that's not something that is happening on the Humanimal channel. And yeah, just think about it. Try and think about it, because do you think many other channels would actually put up with a Daniel Donovan? Now, I've seen this Daniel Donovan far and wide too. Far and wide. Foreign shores, okay? Anyway, this has gone on way long enough. I just wanted to have this conversation about internet harassment, about the anonymous and the disinhibited nature of these trolls, one of which is Daniel Donovan. I'm very tired. It's not a video I wanted to be up making, but there, I've done it. I'm linking my silly little thing that I sent 6 months ago to someone. Not that I need to offer anybody any receipts at all, but You don't know me. And if you judge me by something that asshole Daniel Donovan does, well, see you next Tuesday.